If you're a fan of real-life celebrity news and updates, you've come to the perfect spot. At the time, the unexpected arrival of love into a person's life can frequently be compared to a minor miracle. Occasionally delightfully chaotic, unexpected, and utterly perplexing. Hope, bravery, and a man called Chalk Chapel were the ingredients that made Joan Vassos' miraculous return to television romance all the more sweet. The admirers patiently waited for months, smiling, laughing, and whispering, "Maybe love really does bloom at any age," as their narrative unfolded. Grace was delivered by Joan. Chalk was enchanting. They worked in tandem to evoke an emotion, drawing spectators in closer to their screens as they root for something tangible. Unfortunately, our fantasies aren't always reflected in reality. Everything took everyone by surprise when Joan just revealed something. There was no noise. There was no big deal. The honesty was plain. An update that gave fans the impression that their beloved romance journey between her and Chalk is coming to an end. And today, we are going to go into that tale, not to engage in gossip, but to uncover the real story behind the headlines, the joy behind, the memories, and the silent truth behind the reasons why some relationships end despite good intentions. A change of pace has always been Joan's presence. This woman is the type to gently giggle at her own humor, cry when she talks about her loved ones, and bravely move forwards when the road ahead seems rocky. With the hope of finding someone who could match her kind of gentle strength, she set out on this quest. It appeared like Chalk was the perfect match, what with his kind demeanor and unwavering presence. People were melted at the sight of his eyes when they spoke for the first time. The expression on your face was one of surprise and relief that you had shown up. Polite, caring, and inquisitive. Their chemistry was calm and collected. It was warm, steady, and dependable, glowing like a lamp. That is precisely why their admirers flocked to them. A lovely thing began to emerge between Joan and Chalk as the weeks and months passed. Those unplanned exchanges, a gentle touch, an overly prolonged giggle, or a discussion in which neither of them realized the cameras were rolling. The viewers could feel the natural flow between them, the kind of flow that occurs when two individuals are comfortable enough to be authentic with one another. However, relationships, particularly those that originate in the fast-paced realm of reality romance, may be rather challenging. They necessitate separation, quiet, open dialogue, and the capacity to traverse the past, present, and future of existence in tandem. And life can throw its own curveballs at the best of intentions. Chalk and Joan have gone in separate directions, as Joan recently revealed. To her, nobody was to blame. She was fair and impartial. She isn't that kind of person. In contrast, her tone was one of grace, appreciation, and surprised tenderness, as if she were trying to reassure her supporters that everything is well. The way she dealt with it was quite impressive. A lot of individuals would be nervous, scared, or irritated when they had to convey such news. Joan brought it to life with the wisdom of someone who has been around long enough to know that mistakes aren't the only reason love may end. When two decent individuals just require different things, the relationship ends. And that is something that individuals of all ages may take away from it. Envision Joan, perhaps accompanied by a mug of tea, leisurely strolling through her home while reflecting on her voyage. The memories likely brought a grin to her face. Chalk's mild sense of humor, the depth of their discussions, and his ability to make her feel seen. And she likely experienced some melancholy as well, realizing that those lovely times are part of a chapter that has peacefully ended. However, Joan is the type of woman who keeps her memories in a photograph album, a treasure to be treasured but not held to. Moving forward, she feels gratitude rather than remorse. As expected, fans wasted little time responding. The news startled some. Some expressed sadness, while others expressed the desire for Joan to be happy. And it is the main idea. Joan feels content, perhaps not how her admirers had envisioned, but in a manner that is in harmony with her genuine self, requirements for her current life phase. For the simple reason that love isn't a competition. A voyage it is. Joan bravely keeps on walking. The unique thing about Joan's narrative is that she never gave the impression that she was flawless. She revealed her frailty. Fears were something she acknowledged. Dreams were her language. She reached out to millions of individuals who related to her story in this way. She possesses an uncommon sincerity in her exploration of love, rediscovery of self-confidence, and grief. The use of chalk is also commendable. He showed Joan the utmost respect. His expression was one of true love. Sincerely, he entered her world. Their time together clearly meant something, even though their romantic chapter seemed to have concluded. In order to have significance, a relationship need not continue indefinitely. They enter our lives on occasion to show us that we can still be loved, laughed at, joyful, and warm even after suffering a devastating loss. They show up occasionally to remind us of aspects of ourselves we had forgotten we had. Indeed, perhaps that is just the gift that Joan and chalk bestowed upon one another. Many viewers may be curious about Joan's future. Will she reconsider her feelings for love? When will she embark on her next adventure? Will she let her guard down again? If you know Joan, you know that the answer is yes, not because she's looking for anything specific, but because she's so full of hope that wonderful things are still in store for her. She thinks friendship is a gift that should be sought after. Also, she thinks there's a lot more to her story, the one that really matters to her. Picture her joking around with friends, going to parties, or going on evening strolls by herself. Her radiant glow isn't just a result of her romantic relationships. It comes from embracing oneself, being strong, and having an unwavering spirit. There may be someone out there who crosses paths with her at some point, a person whose character harmonizes with hers like an old tune, someone who can appreciate her subtle charm and share her mild sense of humor, someone who will treat her with the respect befitting a lifelong companion, rather than a game show participant. If that occurs, her admirers will cheer for her once more as they hold her in high esteem outside her romantic plot. As a person, she is admired by them. However, Joan is currently embracing peace. She's really about being clear. The idea that love may take numerous shapes is something she's coming to terms with. Everything she once loved, friends, family, memories, and even chalk, is now gone. No need to make it grandiose. No need to go through it in silence. It might only be a charming and ever-changing path. This is a toast to Joan, to her bravery, her humor, her capacity to love despite the unpredictability of life, and to her kindness and self-assurance as she continues to face the future. And here's to chalk, a man who, if only temporarily, added joy, kindness, and company to her life. Some tales have a peaceful climax. A few have gentle endings. Instead of melancholy, some people end with thankfulness. This appears to be another one of those tales. This isn't the end for those who followed their trip. Simply said, it's an invitation to see what the future holds, a fresh start. Maintain an optimistic outlook and keep in mind that love can take numerous forms and show itself at various times. One thing is certain as Joan continues on her quest. It will be done gracefully by her. Her heart will be open the whole time. What captivated the world about her was her compassionate spirit, and she will carry on with that same energy. Take a time to appreciate the bravery required to love regardless of age if you are now experiencing this narrative through reading, listening, or viewing it. Honor the courage it takes to let your guard down and embrace change, and rejoice in the power to end a path that doesn't work for you. Love is eternal. Form is all that changes. Joan Vassos exemplifies this in her own life. Perhaps the most stunning chapter of her journey is just around the corner. Golden Bachelor, I appreciate you tuning in. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and check back for more exciting news.